Hello, everyone. Welcome to your November 2024 horoscopes. This month we have big energies, new energies coming in, a lot of energies shifting, and some are coming out of retrograde. And I will put up a November planet alignment with the degrees so you can take a screenshot right after this brief, I promise, really brief intro. And please excuse my voice. I do have a cold, but I'm still trying to power through. All right, let me put up the alignment for you. Okay, so this is the November's 2024 planetary lineup. Um, you can take a screenshot here. Stop the video and take a screenshot. So this is the 1st through the 9th, and the 9th through the 19th, and the 19th to the 27th. So these are the main um, shifts that are happening, and you can follow with me. Okay, so we're gonna start my video editor. Well, one, I have a cold. I'm sorry for my raspy voice, and my video editor is like really slow. So it's not, well, it's the best one I can get for free because I'm just starting out. So I'm going to only be doing probably 2 signs the most for each video. So I'll have a pinned comment with the links to the other videos and any other pertinent information that you may need or I mention in the video. So look for the pinned comment, okay? Okay, hi, Capricorn. I hope you're all doing good. We've got some huge energy shifts this month, but really quickly, I did put up the planetary alignment if you want to take a screenshot and compare it to your natal chart, the degrees and the planets. Or if you don't have your natal chart, you can always do Google free birth charts and get one that way. And the other thing is, I apologize, my voice is raspy. I have a cold, but also I've been having a really tough time with my video editor. It crashed, and I've like uninstalled and installed 3 more. And I don't know. I ended up with this one where it's whatever, but it's limited. So I had to squeeze videos down to size. So what I did was I um, sped up the audio so I can get a little bit more room. So if it is too fast for you, just when you're watching on YouTube, just on the screen, you can click on the settings and you'll see speed and you can slow it down if you want. I just wanted to note that. All right, so let's start with you guys. I hope you guys are doing good. All right. Um, so in this video, I'll first discuss 2 aspects this month that happens yearly for you. It is Scorpio, so it is your 11th house of groups, friends, associations, and your hopes and wishes for the future. And your focus is on that. The sun is shining a spotlight on that. As well, Mercury is entering Sagittarius, your 12th hidden house of behind the scenes, your faith, your psyche, your inner demons, where you will be quite busy, it looks like, with a lot of communication, texting, emails, and calls, which is um, a little strange because it is your 12th house. You like when you're going through your 12th house, you like to be alone, but there's a lot of talk here. We'll also discuss Mars being in Cancer, which is your 7th house of partners, and how Mars then will move into Leo, which is your 8th house of joint finances, taxes, credits, loans, and government benefits. Then I'll discuss Pluto's departure from your sign, which is your 1st house of self and physical appearance, and how Pluto will move to the sign of Aquarius, which is your 2nd house of job, income, and your value system. Finally, I will mention a couple of significant planets making some moves this month, and that will end the scope of November for you. So right after that, I will go over the monthly lineup regarding the big hard-hitting aspects. I'm not really going to do explain the trines because they're soft aspects. Most of you will not feel them anyway, but certainly you can, like I said, pull your birth chart up and match them and see. But they're pleasing aspects, they're soft aspects. And I've got a lot to cover in your scope. All right. Then I'll discuss Pluto's departure from your sign, which is your first house. Oh, yeah, I mentioned that. Sorry. I'm reading my notes. All right. So let's get started. Now, the first part of this month has you. I'm sorry, I like the windows open, and especially if I have a cold, I don't like the germs to stay in the room. So, the first part of this month has you focusing on something. Um, well, first, it's about friendships, but there's something hidden, there's something behind the scenes, even with friendships. Um, Now, normally it's the sun's yearly checkup on your friendship house and how both of you see each other, how you see friends, how friends see you, how other people see you in context of friendship. Meaning the sun is also shining as a light, like I said, how others see everyone in context of friendships and groups. Excuse me. Again, the sun is checking in on you here, but looking at your chart, like I said, there is a hidden element. Even with your friends, there's a secrecy um, regarding your friends or a friend within a group, or maybe it's you that's that has a secret. Well, you had a new moon on the 1st of November in Scorpio, which is your friendship house. It might have been a new opportunity or a new friend joining in the ranks of your current group, or you may be the new one joining this group, um, or you may be confiding in a friend about this secretive aspect here. Um, in any case, regarding this new moon, the moon rules Cancer naturally, and it is comfortable in Cancer. But when the moon is in Scorpio, it is in its fall. So this suggests the seed you planted in regards to a new friend or friendships or groups on the new moon. So if it wasn't a new friend, will hibernate through through this winter, and to sprout in the spring. So you'll be working around a project or a friend or something like that until spring, where something will manifest here. Now, your focus then shifts to your hidden 12th house, which is Sagittarius. What's going on, Capricorn? You have all these hidden stuff going on. Um, Mercury will enter Sagittarius early in the month on the 2nd, and a lot of communication, texts, calls, and information regarding a secret or your hidden world will go forwards and backwards because Mercury will retrograde in Sagittarius this time around. It does it 3 times a year, and this year it fell with Sagittarius. So it'll turn retrograde on the 25th. However, and what many astrologers don't say, but the good ones do, is that retrograding planets have a shadow period, which in this case, Mercury will be in its shadow retrograde 4 days after it enters Sagittarius. So really early. So by the 7th, it's already in shadow retrograde. So if you have not secured an agreement or a decision before the 7th, expect whatever's communicated after the 7th will have delays, changes, cancellations, or maybe even new factors coming into play. Okay? Um, it will go retrograde on the 25th and will not clear its shadow out of retrograde going direct until after New Year's Day, so January 2nd, 2025. And that is when you will have all the facts to make an informed decision. So after the 7th, the communication you get, take it with a grain of salt. Um, that is just dress rehearsal. Or you should always have a backup plan, like a plan B, C, D, just to make sure, because Mercury is the trickster planet. I swear to God, I always lose things when Mercury goes retrograde. He's such a trickster. um, and then I find it right away when he comes out of retrograde. But yeah, he'll be going back and forth over those same degrees because you don't have all the answers. And what Mercury is doing going forward and backward is he's picking up missing pieces of information and bringing it back to you. And that can manifest in a lot of different ways. Okay, you get a text out of the blue or something. All right, so let's not beat Mercury to death, even though he is a trickster. Now, you have had the bully. I'm calling him the bully, but oh my God, Pluto's going to get me so back. I'm just having fun with it because I'm really tired with what I had to go through with the video editing, so I'm a little delirious. Sorry. Okay, no, I'm serious now. Now you have had powerful Pluto in your first house since 2008, transforming the way you appear, your title, your profile, your online presence, even transforming your wardrobe and hairstyle. And not to minimize what you have gone through, but you are somewhat used to Pluto's disciplined energy as your ruler is restrictive Saturn. The rings are on Saturn, boundaries. Or how we affectionately call Saturn Father Time, because he takes his time and makes sure that we've learned the lesson. So you're used to that restrictive energy because both you and Pluto value, or you and Saturn value tradition. Slow and steady wins the race. And of course, you are the goat, meticulously climbing to dizzying heights. Uh, and that once you park there, no one can knock you off. Have you guys ever seen a goat climbing the cliffs? It's just really amazing. Um, and if you ever see, they never fall off. Even when they fall off, they don't fall. They just like jump, bing, 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 to another sure footing. Um, so social climbing is natural for Capricorns. Now, this 15-year transit has made you quite popular with authority figures, relatives, parents, and friends, and many people. Capricorns now exude this confidence and with prestige. Um, Nice. You guys deserve those blessings for having endured so much restriction, responsibility, fear, and controlling people. Um, the status you have achieved slowly and steadily is solid. And, excuse me, no one can take that away from you. Sorry. I'm just going to get a drink of water. Sorry. Okay. So now there are a couple of oppositions and maybe an unresolved issue as you wrap up with Pluto. That is why Pluto retrograded back from Aquarius into your sign mid year. When I go over your monthly lineup, I will point out the oppositions. But powerful Pluto does not turn back anymore, so you're safe. You're safe, and will allegorically lift his foot off your chests by the 19th when he exits, as he steps forward into Aquarius. But Ceres, Pluto's mother-in-law, and his biggest rival, the one who brought him to his knees, who made powerful Pluto compromise. If you haven't heard the Pluto story, I will put a link in the comment section so you can hear it. It's quite fun and interesting. So she will step in your sign after Pluto leaves. And her only aim here is to force some sort of compromise regarding these last one or two oppositions that need resolution. Remember, Pluto does not do a half-assed job. He is about complete destruction, completely, and making a phoenix out of you to rise from the ashes. So this sign-off comes through series in 2 or 3 parts. One in early December, there'll be some kind of offer on the table. Second, by your birthday or Christmas. And then the last final check will be with the new moon in your sign by the end of the year into January. I would tell you that you can just lay low and let it pass, but the power players involved are quite important to you too. These people who are opposing you, so it has to be dealt with. Um, and one definitely is a matriarchal figure, um, or someone who can see the future, but a matriarchal figure here that has shaped you into exactly who you are. And of course, you value tradition, stability, and family above all else. You know that's where roots are nourished. You know where that's where unconditional love is. That is why this person is so important to you. Okay, let's move on as I will tell you where the oppositions are coming from and when we do your planetary alignment. And we move on to Pluto entering Aquarius and your second house of job, income, and your value system, who you will and will not sell out for. Pluto's mission is to empower you through Aquarius's lightning speed. Everything that you value, your money and your job, it's all going to be transformed. Don't worry though, people are freaking out. Don't worry. Aquarius is quite a different energy. It's like night and day. So it's very different to your energy. You know, you're very serious. You rule government, the military, law enforcement, and you're very cautious. Aquarius just throws caution to the wind. He's so confident in himself. They call him the genius of the zodiac. That he really doesn't care. But what I'm trying to say is, Aquarius is an air sign, and it's going to be like a breath of fresh air. Um, and he's quite quirky. Quirky. If you've ever met Aquarian people, they're quirky. They just say something out of the blue that cracks me up, but that's just me. Aquarius is ruled by the planet Uranus, and Uranus is the planet of shock, surprise, electricity, and lightning. Just to give you a clue about the different energies, when Uranus entered Aries back in 2000, I think it was 10, that's when the Fukushima nuclear blow up happened in Japan. And it happened on the second, the minute, and the degree that Uranus entered a fiery Aries. So lightning, electricity, and fire. Oh my God. Yeah, so he's ruled by this planet. So just to let uh, you know, Aquarius falls in different houses for different people. For you, like I said, it's your second house. Now, what you thought was unattainable or unreachable regarding job, income, and things like that, uh, Pluto will bring it to you at lightning speed, where it will throw you off. I mean, it'll be like, oh my God, I've always wanted this, and poof, it's there. So it'll surprise even a lot of people with how fast everything will be going. So I've themed this month in regards to Pluto and Aquarius as be careful what you wish for, because you might get some and more. And also Aquarius's high will be as high. So think of like a roller coaster. It'll be as high as dizzying heights of Aquarius being an air sign. And of course, it's still Pluto, so think of the roller coaster going as low as Pluto will take you down to your inner depths to pull out that courage in you, um, to yeah, have you face any fears. But Aquarius will come; he's right there to grab you and uplift you again. So that's why I'm saying it's a different energy. Um, so what was I saying? Yeah, roller coaster. Be careful what you wish for. You know what? It reminds me of that Betty Davis and that movie where if you heard that snore, that's my pug. I'm sorry. It's endearing to me. Um, so yeah, the Betty Davis movie where she said, "Hang on, put on your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy ride." That's exactly the journey that we're going to have with Aquarius, with Pluto and Aquarius. It'll be wild, but it'll be fun. Like I said, it'll be uplifting. Okay, so let's see where I am. So just the last two sentences that I've written here to help you even further is both Pluto and Aquarius want you to lose that way of thinking of really cautious. I mean, I'm not saying don't be cautious, but it's just an example. So hear me out. At least regarding like your second house, because well, think of like the stock market. If you know what you are doing and you have safeguards in place, you can be very, very successful at a stock market. And it is a fast-paced environment, and like an Aquarius. But you are not Aquarius. Obviously, I'm not an Aquarius, even though I have the Aquarius moon. But both Pluto and Aquarius will take you under their wings, and will work with you, empowering you through jobs, bosses. Your bosses might be Aquarian, um, and empower you through income and your value system. And it will not happen overnight. Like I said, this is a 20-year transit. And a lot of my friends were like, 20 years? Are you crazy? And I said to them, it's not every day. You're not going to experience Pluto and Aquarius every single day. Pluto is an outer planet. It takes a long time. It takes 250 years to complete the whole zodiac. So it moves really slowly. It is a grinding change, but it moves slow. It's not going to be every day. You'll have your normal lives, and other planets will be doing other things. And so it'll be playing in the background until it hits certain degrees in your chart. And then, yeah, you will feel it. In any case, I will have a dedicated Pluto and Aquarius video for each sign later in the month. And going any further here is not within the scope of this video. But since you are one of the stars of the show, the other being Aquarius, because Pluto is leaving your sign going to Aquarius, I wanted to spend a little more time in explaining the energy for you. Besides, you're not going in blind with this energy. So think back to January, February of 2023. Yeah. And also this year, just this year, January through May, Pluto left the Capricorn and went into Aquarius for those 5 months. And then it retrograded back for this unfinished business. So what, if you can remember back then, and again, if you can't, you can do emails, check emails, text and things, and it'll trigger a memory. But something started back then that was unique. And it was regarding your second house of job and income. Maybe like you suddenly were offered a really great job, uh, or you got money all of a sudden. So that is Aquarius, and that's Pluto, Pluto and Aquarius. So yeah, be open. The only thing I'm going to warn everybody, I've been warning everybody about Aquarius, is Aquarius, of course, is um, everybody's friend. Not like in Sagittarius, but they're the leader of the pack. So they natally rule over groups, associations, memberships, and friends. Okay, but the shadow side of Aquarius is, and that's what Pluto had been working on with Aquarius the last 15 years when he was in your sign. He and it was in his 12th house of Psyche. It just completely turned them over. Oh, what Aquarians do is it's all about the friends. It's all about the group, at the risk of their own success, at the risk of even sometimes family. Aquarians value sometimes friends more than family. I'm not saying everybody, so I don't want any mean comments, but that's what they are, and that's how they're wired. They're actually, most of them are raised by friends. Um, so what Pluto has taught them is that Aquarians need to take care of themselves first before they can be of any use to the collective, to humanity. So anyway, I'm not going to run off here. Just my warning is, just don't fall into the hive mind, because that's an Aquarian thing. Um, But like I said, Aquarians have changed now. But yeah, just don't go with a hive mind uh, and things like that, because that will not work. And anyway, like I said, I'll have a dedicated video. I'm beating a dead horse. I gotta move on. Okay, so let's talk about Mars. Mars has been in Cancer and your seventh house of partners. There has been an urgency here in regards to this area of your life. Either by you, you've been aggressive, or most likely it's this energy has been coming at you from partners. For some of you, it may have some been like some sort of a tug of war, but definitely that energy has been mostly coming at you. Um, but Mars in Cancer is sort of muted, but because Mars is more nurturing, um, but it's still Mars. He still is the god of war. He rules crazy Aries. I love you guys. I love Aries. Yeah, he is. Shoot first and ask questions later. He does not take prisoners. It's all about just bulldozing forward and heat, heat, heat. But the anger and the heat with Cancer is like a deep, intense, nurturing anger, if that makes sense to you, or maybe some sort of like possessive anger, all out of love. Um, I'm sure many of you felt this energy when Mars entered Cancer and your partners became like crazy. And Capricorns are just so cool. And when somebody goes crazy, they're just like, why is everyone so emotional? All right, so now Mars will move from Cancer to Leo, and that is your eighth house of joint finances, intimacy, taxes, credits, loans, government benefits, and inheritance. And it will also retrograde here too, which signals that there is something really important about both your seventh and eighth house. Seventh house of partners and eighth house of partners. Now, seventh house of partnership is not just um, like husband wife. It's contractual partnerships, yes, but it can be business partnerships. It can include platonic partnerships. And the seventh house is the house of open enemies as well. So your seventh and eighth house are linked somehow. And naturally, if you're a married couple, naturally you're going to have joint finances. Or if you are tying the knot, why can't I find it? Or if you are tying the knot, of course, your eighth house will start. Um, you're going to start bringing finance together. Okay, most likely Mars in Cancer energy was most likely was a female energy, but not necessarily that you felt so far, is what I'm saying. And this Leo energy looks like very well could be a very dominant Leo. Leos are very egocentric, but they are magnanimous. They're father types, so it might have been your father or her father or their father, or grandparents might be involved, something like that. And Cancer and Libra are involved in all of this mix because we have Libra in the South Node. So it is all about relationships. And because it's Cancer, it's family or extended family relationships. That's where the heat is coming from. Anyway, you'll be very busy in these two houses for the next, I think doesn't finish with Leo and Cancer until next June. Very long time for Mars. Mars only does a few weeks in each sign. So I will give you a disclaimer. Like I said, this is Mars, the god of war and action. Okay? Takes no prisoners. So do not take the bait of conflict, nor react in kind. You don't want to start wars with Mars, because Mars always wins. Choose your battles very, very carefully, because mostly because there's a lot of pent up energy here that will sometimes reach a boil or a volcano level. Boil, I would say, would be Mars in Cancer. Volcano would be Mars in Leo. Leo is a fire sign, and he is ruled by the sun. So powerful figures here. And I'm not scaring anybody. Please don't take it that way. But the easiest and quickest way to subdue someone is not to feed their fire. Okay, so that's why I'm saying don't act in kind. Anyway, I will have a dedicated video also on Mars in Cancer and Mars in Leo, because Mars is taking such a long time, an unusually long time here, which means something's up. Something's going to happen. And again, not to fear, it's something good. Like, God loves us, the cosmos loves us, so they're just transforming us for the better. Um, there was something I wanted to say here, but I think I've said it all, so even if I miss something. Okay. Oh, and then the last thing is you may have some apprehension or maybe uneasiness. I don't know if it's uneasiness, but some kind of apprehension, maybe looking over your shoulder regarding, sorry, regarding Taurus. Now, Taurus for you is your fifth house of love, romance, children, creativity, and pets. So there is some kind of anxiety or apprehension here because you have been jolted uh, by this matters a few times, and you are going to have a couple more surprises. It's Uranus. Uranus is the planet of shock and surprise, and he's been in Taurus since 2018. Okay, so your romantic partners or your children, your um, or your pets. I can just see your pets being like geniuses. um, has been shocking. You've been surprised? Sometimes good ways, sometimes bad ways. The only thing I will give you a warning out is to anyone who doesn't want to get pregnant. Um, Uranus in Taurus is famous for that, famous for pregnancies and things of that nature. So if you're not looking to get pregnant, just be cautious. If you are, never mind. Throw caution to the wind. Okay, so that wraps up the monthly scope, and let's quickly take a look at the planetary alignment. I'm just going to do the oppositions because I think I'm already almost at 45 minutes with your video. And like I said, sextiles and they're just pleasing aspects, nothing to worry about. So let's look at the first opposition. Brr, that's scary. I'm joking. I'm trying to have fun with this. Ah, all right. Yes, the first opposition has already happened anyway, you see? But the energy is there. But that's what a series might work on. So on the 3rd, which is today, I believe, yes, Mars in Cancer will oppose Pluto in Capricorn. So this will be the last opposition in these signs in our lifetimes. Previously, and to give you a clue, you can look at your emails and text and things like that. Previously, one... Sorry, I wanted that car to pass. I think it's a bus. June 5th, 2021. The second one was on May 20th, 2023. And this is so spot on because I remember what happened with me on May 2023. And the other thing is also on the 3rd, Venus in Sagittarius is trining Chiron, the wounded healer. So you're getting heat, anger, or really like maybe not anger, but some kind of heat from a partner. It's opposing you, opposing what you're saying. And it might not manifest like on the 3rd, because Pluto is a powerful planet. It's a huge planet. The reverberation, it can happen 2 days later, or it can not manifest at all for you if you're not at 29 degrees. But actually, you're one of the 4 signs that will feel this. So it might not happen that day, and whoever this Cancer person is might be family, maternal, whatever, they might be holding it in. What this is pent up tension, like I told you. Um, and Venus in Sagittarius trining Chiron. So there's some kind of a wound. Um, Chiron was the maverick. He was the half horse. He was a centaur, and he was wounded, and his wound would never heal. Anyway, it's a long story. I'm not going to get into it, but maybe I'll include it in one of the videos. But there's a wound here from the past. Sagittarius is your 12th house. So your hidden house. The 12th house also covers the past, your past. So some kind of a wound from the past is getting triggered here with a partner that's opposing you. Okay? I can go tell you directly what it is, but I'm not going to. Because it'll mean different things to different people. All right. The next thing that's important. Well, on the 3rd, Mars enters Leo, and I'm looking for the squares. Okay, so we have a square on the 9th. Venus in Sagittarius, your 12th hidden house, will square Neptune in Pisces. Now, Pisces is your 4th. Is that your? No, that's not your. That's Sagittarius. Pisces is your 3rd house. The 3rd house of the neighborhood, community, commuting, your communication devices, siblings and cousins. So whatever you're doing behind the scenes, or maybe regarding faith or religion, it's having a tense aspect with your commute or texting maybe, or could be regarding social media. Anyway, there's a lot of different scenarios, but just know it's a square. And I always say, never fear the squares. Squares force compromise. So there's room to wiggle here. And I think this will trine later on in the month. So it's not going to be, it's going to smooth over later on. Okay, 11th, November 11th, woohoo! Venus enters your sign, Capricorn. You are going to be attracting money, admirers, riches, and all that good stuff. You're going to start looking really, really nice and attractive, and that and money's coming your way. So good for you. What? Okay, and Venus in your sign means business. So if there's any talk of commitment here, it is solid. Okay. But you still have Sagittarius and Mercury retrograde, so just be careful. All right, on the 12th, Mercury in Sagittarius again. Information regarding this hidden house will square now Saturn in Pisces. Okay, so Pisces is your neighborhood, and ever since Saturn and Neptune went into Pisces, you've been sort of all at sea regarding the neighbors or neighborhood. You've just had no boundaries. And Saturn came in and put up those boundaries the last 2 years, because Saturn and Neptune will leave that house, and you will see clearly now regarding your neighborhood. But Mercury here, something secretive is squaring against maybe your communication device, maybe a car or a neighborhood. You know what this is like? It's like, oops, did we cross boundaries? Okay, how do we fix it? So look for the degrees in your natal chart. And again, these will trine later on. All right, on the 15th, Saturn will turn direct in Pisces. So you've had a reprieve the last 4 months regarding a neighborhood, a neighbor, what have you, because Saturn has basically been sleeping. No, he's been retrograding over those same degrees. Now he's turned direct, and he will follow through on the same degrees again. So there's something important here that Saturn wants to make sure you have a foundation and you have boundaries. Okay. Okay, here we go. These two oppositions I wanted to about. Well, on the 16th, the Sun in Scorpio, so something about your friendships, will oppose Uranus in Taurus. And that is your romance, lover, child, or pet. Excuse me. So a friend is opposing your romantic partner, or you're busy with a romantic partner, or even a child, and you're not having time for a friend. So there's an opposition here. And this is powerful. It's Uranus. So again, this will have a trine later on because you do not have all the information. On the 18th, Mercury in Sagittarius will oppose its own ruler, Jupiter. Oh my God. Uh, Jupiter in Gemini. So again, this is, what do you have behind the scenes? What are you doing? I'm so curious now. Okay, so it's your 12th house, and Gemini is your health habits and routines. So just be careful about your health and your routine. Don't overdo it. Don't do all nighters because you need your mental health as well as your physical health. And Jupiter is a heavy hitter, so try to avoid arguments here if you can, because remember, it's Mercury in Sagittarius and it's already in shadow retrograde, so you don't have the full story, okay? And then I'm not doing trines. And on the 19th, but I've talked about this ad nauseum, Pluto enters Aquarius and leaves your sign. I'm not talking about sextiles. On November 22nd, this is kind of important. There's a last quarter moon in Virgo. It's not a full moon, it's almost a full moon. And Virgo is really meticulous and does not, it likes organization. So, like, it doesn't like any loose ends. Excuse me. And so, something in September, because we had a full moon that was opposing Virgo. And Virgo, for you, is your ninth house of foreigners, travel, um, higher education. So, yeah, something was opposed in September, and something might have ended, but there was like two options, and one was left to like think about, and the other one you probably went ahead with. So Virgo's coming back here and saying, all right, you want to wrap this bill up because it needs to wrap up. So if there's any uncertainty, it was because you or the other person was never entirely convinced or serious about this uh, dual option or this other option. So this is like, now you know where you stand, and you all either move forward or just stop beating the dead horse. Okay, on the 25th, Mercury will turn retrograde, so I've already notified you of that. And then the month ends with, on the 27th, well, I mean, there's more days, but the main important thing is the Sun in Sagittarius will trine Mars in Leo. This is amazing. This is a really nice energy, and something that's shining a spotlight on your past or your hidden self is giving really good vibes to Mars in Leo, and that's your eighth house of joint finances. So this looks almost like some kind of a reward or recognition, and it's Leo. It's magnanimous. So if you are rewarded, you should share the reward with your loved ones, because that's what Leos do. They're magnanimous people. Just so you won't get like the evil eye. Anyway, Capricorn, I hope I didn't bore you to death. Oh, by the way, half of you who listen are not subscribed. Do a girl a favor and subscribe. No, seriously, if you found this interesting or entertaining and informative, um, just a click of the button, and likes are free too. Um, but yeah, it was lovely to talk to you guys, and then look out for my videos that are going to be dropping regarding Pluto and Aquarius, Mars, and then others. You take care of yourselves, Capricorn, and I will talk to you in the next video.